As with every single Bethesda Game Studios game, Starfield is filled with tiny details that you probably missed. Did you know in Starfield if you take someone's sandwich you'll actually get unique dialogue, or that you can see certain weapons charging up before they fire, or that you can re-roll some spacesuits in order to get better stats and perks. Today I found 11 of these tiny details in Starfield that you probably missed, so without wasting any time, let's just get straight to them. At our first spot, this may seem like an easy one that I'm sure many of you did realise, but I didn't know this until well over 100 hours in because quite frankly I am an idiot. But did you know that if you hold down RB on your controller, or R1 if you use a PlayStation controller like me because you're a badass, you can actually use your ship thrusters in order to move your spaceship around easier. I somehow completely missed this and only realised you could do this by accident, so yeah, there's a super obvious detail for you. In our second spot, at the opening of the game you can find a casual worker taking a break and eating a sandwich. Well, did you know that if you steal this particular sandwich he'll actually be upset about it? When I first played Starfield, I saw this sandwich and immediately grabbed it and was pleasantly surprised that the guy actually had a reaction and something to say.
Hey, that was my sandwich!
In our third spot, I'm sure you've all now seen the famous hours gone without incident sign in Cydonia, the mining colony on Mars in-game. Well, did you know that you can actually change said numbers? If you do something bad, like let's say punch someone in the face, or just start committing genocide on the small colony, the numbers will actually go down. It's small details like this that make me truly love Bethesda games. Now at number 4 we have charging weapons. Did you know that some weapons in the game will actually have to charge up before you can see your ammo count? This is most noticeable on the Eon pistol, at least as far as I can tell, and you can see here that when I pull it out, it takes just a second for the ammo count on the back of the pistol to actually pop up. Again, it's the small details that really make Bethesda games so great. At number 5, when I show you my system map here, you may think it looks a little different to yours, and you would be correct in thinking that. If you look close enough and actually pay a little bit of attention, unlike me, you can see that some star systems are actually shining brighter. This means that you've discovered them and you've been to them. Just a very quick one for you there, but I didn't actually notice this until it was pointed out to me. It's actually quite difficult to notice until someone tells you, or at least it was for me. And for number 6, we're weirdly going to be talking about toilet paper. Did you know that in some bathrooms in Starfield you can actually flip the toilet paper around? This is just so bizarre and funny to me. I honestly have zero preference on what way the toilet paper goes as long as I can wipe my arse, but this is strangely a big complaint of Fallout 4 that some people thought the toilet paper in that game was the wrong way around. So this was clearly just a funny kind of inside joke that Bethesda decided to add into Starfield. Number 7, we're going to dive into the shipbuilder for a moment. If you're anything like me, you've been somewhat stressing and struggling to make any kind of unique looking spaceship due to the stupid amount of restrictions that Bethesda decided to add. Well, I sat here for 2 hours building a ship the other day, only to find that once I finally thought it was all perfect, I had a ship contains unattached modules warning. Which is fair enough, but the only issue was I could not find said unattached module for the life of me. It wasn't until I gave up looking and gave it a quick Google that I discovered if you hit the select all option, you'll actually be able to see which module isn't attached and it will show up unhighlighted besides the others. Just a quick tip for you all there. For number 8, did you know that you can actually re-roll certain armour? If we take a look at the Mantis armour in game, you'll notice that mine will have different special stats than yours. That's because the Mantis armour stats are randomised. So if you dislike what special stats you get on said armour in future playthroughs or whatever, you can actually just re-roll them. To do this, just quick save before you open the mannequin display, and if you dislike the armor stats, you can reload back into the quick save, open it again, and it will have completely different stats for it. I have to shout out my boy Juicehead for this because I actually didn't know this until I saw his video on the topic, and sadly I do not have any footage of me doing this because I've already gotten the Mantis armor in both of my playthroughs. So credit to Juicehead for this clip too. Moving on to number 9, of course we all know that we can steal ships in Starfield, but unless you want to actually keep said ship, it's pretty pointless since you only make a few credits from selling them after you pay to register it. But did you know that you can actually register the ship for yourself for much cheaper? If you go into the ship menu on your inventory, you can self-register the ship, and it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper to do it here than at a ship vendor. You still won't get much in return once you actually sell the ship, but hey, it's better than what you'd normally get. And also, I apologise that I don't have footage for this. Now moving on to number 10. Again, if you're anything like me, you're getting kinda irritated at the lack of a good storage system in game, with only one unlimited storage container throughout the entirety of Starfield, that of course being in your bedroom in the lodge. But wait, there's actually another one that I was surprised to learn most people don't know about. If you actually just walk downstairs into the basement of the lodge, there's a small container right behind this workbench that is also unlimited. While it doesn't solve the, in my opinion, really terrible storage system in the game, it does help a ton to just keep all of your resources here for when you need to craft. Sadly, this box doesn't link to the workbenches, again because of the bad storage system, but hey, at least it's easier than dragging all of your resources from your bedroom to your basement and taking a ton of damage as you do so. And finally, at number 11, did you know that you can shoot asteroids for resources? Because I didn't, not until I was a few hours in anyway. Simply get into your ship, find an asteroid field and blast away. You'll soon destroy an asteroid and you can collect resources from it, just like how you would normally loot from a ship. This is a super easy way to find water especially. But hey, that's pretty much it. That's 11 tiny details that you might have missed in Starfield. I apologise if I sound weird in today's video. I'm definitely coming down with something. I think it's a fever or something like that, nothing serious. But either way, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave it a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. As always, a huge and massive thank you to our channel members. Your support means the world, so thank you so much for your generosity. But with that all said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time. Peace.